Hey. Woo! Yes.
What's going on, Miss Ruby? So, hey, y'all, we wanted to make up for last week. I had a plan of us coming together and having a discussion about XRP. You know what I mean? I've been seeing a lot of different news articles, and I've been seeing a lot of people get excited about what's happening with Ripple. And for
Mhm.
me, I think it's kind of important to notice the difference. But I didn't want to make just a straight podcast of no hater rant about XRP, so I wanted to bring along a friend who
Yeah.
is a fan of Ripple or XRP and what Ripple is doing, and to
Yeah.
kind of explain things to defend what I'm going to talk down against because I'm still not a fan. And I'm gonna tell y'all exactly why. We even gonna ask a couple of questions so we can be fair and have a good discussion about this whole thing. So right now we're just waiting on brother Andre to come on and join us, and then
Okay.
we'll get this debate started. But for some of you
Yes.
guys, I kind of wanted to end with this. Have some good notes about Ripple, but I will start off with this before I get in my diss of XRPL. I basically
Dang.
researching it lately, and what I've noticed with XRPL, the ledger itself, the technology over there is pretty good. They have like cyber technology where you can own your identity, you can have passports. So I always want people to know how to use these networks and these blockchains. You know what I mean? But just don't confuse the two. Don't confuse what XRP is for what Ripple is. So
And I can't wait because we are going to definitely get into that. That's one of my big questions. So can't wait for Brother Andre Little to get up in this spot because Delta Crypto, you be doing your dang thing. One of the things we came on here to do is to share with you some empowering information. I mean, because for real, who wants to be the one to miss a opportunity because you just didn't know, and now you ain't got no excuses because these brothers gonna lay it down, and it's not their opinion. These are things that they researched, utilized, and put to work so they know what they do and what they don't do, and they know how they do it. I'm really excited because I'm not only a moderator, I'm not only a teacher in the space and a coach in the space. I'm a student big time. I don't play. Everything I do is to enhance knowledge so I can enhance growth. I don't play with this stuff. So I'm about that movement. Let's get it popping. Looking for, and we got a few folks about to hop up in and just check in with us. Delta Crypto making it happen up in this mug. I ain't playing. I was like, oh my goodness, it's gonna be on. Y'all saw my videos. Y'all saw I wasn't playing. I was sending it out, trying to get everybody in the room. So who's all up in this mug? Let's talk about it. By the way, if you would like to comment or have a question, you have the ability to comment and write questions in the chat. It's not a problem. We will address those. This is a open Q&A as well. These guys are not just going to be ranting. They're going to be coming to you with information to answer your questions. First, we got about a good setup of certain questions. It's going to go around that particular setup, but don't get it twisted. Y'all get in there and get them truths out. If anybody knows something, let us know what you know because it's all about getting together, baby. Look, I got this job because I'm all about making my money no matter what. I'm a moderator because I don't take either side. I make money coming and going. So I'm gonna figure out how to make it pay. And that's how it should be, right, y'all? So with all of this said, oh my goodness. Yo, Andre, where you at, bro? It's time to go. I see it. I see it, yo. All right. Let your friends know. Y'all come on in. We're going to give you some time to get in this spot. Some of y'all got a message from us. So come on in. We'll give you time while we set this up. I ain't playing. This is just out here, y'all, making it happen because I need it. I need this. I do this so I can make money. I've been doing stuff like this for years and I made money all the time. I don't care who's talking. I'm listening. Y'all ever heard? Hey D, you ever heard of the butler or the driver, rich man's driver? Most rich man's driver, if they paying attention, are wealthy as well. When they making their moves while they riding to work, when they buying and selling stocks while they riding to work, who's listening in the front and selling and buying with them? The guy driving their car.
I think he's on YouTube. How is he?
Oh, bro. Hop in there. Click on that StreamYard link. We got you. Your back scene. Go ahead and hit the StreamYard link that we sent you. We got you. Don't worry. You come on in here. We got you. Want to make sure everybody's on the right side. Ah, there we go.
Bro.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, sis?
Excellent. Oh, brother, yes, yes. It's time, baby. And thank you for coming in. We appreciate it. It's about to be on and popping.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So come on in. All right. I'm letting everybody know what we about to get down and go to go with. So you ready?
Yep.
All right. We got some questions for you.
Yes.
All right. We got about so the questions you get a couple of minutes, so about 5 minutes to answer. I know y'all feel strongly about this. So you got a little time to work this
Mhm.
out. There's only five
Yeah.
questions, okay? And you got about 5 minutes
Hmm.
to make it happen on each of those because I know y'all got your opinions and some
Hmm.
history, some
Yes.
research. Y'all did some things. So let's get it popping. Let the folks know. Come on. And like I said, for anybody got questions, pop it up there. These guys will be at a point where you're going to answer them questions. All right. So today's conversation is to XRP or not to XRP. Now, I don't know. I'm asking the experts. So with that, we got five amazing questions, and they have 5 minutes to answer. And you guys take some notes because these brothers teach, they build, and they're helping folks. And this stuff is gonna get you paid, baby. Let's go. I'm just gonna be a fly on the wall over here after asking my questions. I'll be taking notes. All right, and with that, we got the first question. What is the difference between XRP and Ripple? And with that, Delta Crypto.
All right. So people confuse it a lot. XRP is the token that was created by Ripple. It is a pre-mine token. It's one of the reasons why I don't like it to begin with when we talk about that. Because being pre-mine, it gave the feel of a false sense of decentralization. We didn't have the same opportunity as we had with the other coins that we were mining, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. So they kind of just created themselves. They own the vault, and again, it doesn't get that feel of decentralization. So I've always had my dislike of XRP for that reason. But what XRP is the XRP token for the XRP ledger. And the difference in that is, and what Ripple is, it's the technology. So a lot of times we see companies saying we partnered up with Ripple and we partnered up, you see Ripple partnered up with everybody, but this doesn't really affect XRP, right? One of the big things we talked about before was the banks are going to use XRP. That's the token, right? The banks are using Ripple's technology, but they're not using the token. They don't have to use a token. And very recently, we just seen 5 major banks choose to create their own token. So this is something I've been saying over the last couple of years, that what if the banks use the technology, but they don't use the token? What happens when people finally realize that XRP isn't actually Ripple? And you know what? I don't need a whole 5 minutes. I'll close it with that.
How y'all
All
doing, family?
right.
This is your brother. How
Yes,
y'all
now
doing?
it's your
How you,
turn, my love. I am going to
okay.
be what I'm going to do, and I apologize. I'm not trying to interrupt you. I'm going to reiterate the question so
Yes.
that way we keep on track. All right. With that, what's the difference between XRP and Ripple? And I'm
Okay. How y'all doing, family? This is your brother, your friend, your king, coming to you live from the internet streets of the crypto market. I look crazy right now because I didn't get my shave or my haircut. But with that being said, the difference. Well, first of all, let's deal with something that's common sense, but people just miss. Whose technology is XRP if it ain't Ripple's technology? Nobody else created that technology but Ripple. So with that, when you hear banks or financial institutions or governments or private entities, right? What they call private equity firms say they're going to use Ripple technology, you cannot identify if they're talking about Ripple, the XRP ledger, or they talking about XRP, the bridge currency, because XRP is Ripple's technology. That's number one. Number two, if you did not know it or not, you can Google this. Ripple, or the banking systems, I should say, or financial institutions, private equity firms, asked for a layer of anonymity, right? There are 1,700 plus NDAs signed with Ripple and these financial institutions, so they don't have to disclose they're using XRP at all. or Ripple. They just don't use that. You're not going to know you're using Ripple's technology or XRP when the system is up and running. You're not going to know that. Just like most of the companies are right now. That's number two. Number three, why would I not use a centralized cryptocurrency when everything in our lives are centralized? You have car insurance, centralized; life insurance, centralized; your car, your mortgage, your everything in your life right now is centralized. We have the opportunity to use decentralized platforms when we want to, Monero and some of these other decentralized networks, right? Sushi Swap, Uniswap, MetaMask, if that's halfway decentralized. We have the opportunity to use decentralized platforms. But let's face it, the people that we're waiting for mass adoption, right? We're waiting to earn the liquidity from these banks and financial institutions. This is the first time in world history. Listen to what I'm about to say to you. This is the first time in world history that a average middle class person is waiting for the bank so they can be our exit liquidity. That's what's happening right now. All of these real world assets, all of the tokenization that's going on, all of the adoption with the ISO 222 in the networks they're going to use. We already holding the tokens for years, some of us, right? That these institutions are about to use. And when they use these networks, right, for the normal operations that they use, if it went from 0.0000 to anything right now without them, what do you think is going to happen when trillions and quadrillions with a Q, QUIDRILLON, quadrillions are going to come into the network over the next 5 to 10 years? So let's do some simple math. I'm going to use one country, just one country. Let's do some math. It has been well documented that Japan is going to use XRP technology, which is the XRP token, as a bridge currency. 80% of Japanese banks are going to use XRP, right? I'm just going to use one country, one institution, right? Watch this. If right now XRP flipped, it did last month, it flipped USDT, right? So it went over 140 billion, and they're not even in yet. Bank of America has made the announcement that they're using XRP, not just Ripple technology, because XRP is Ripple technology, but they're using XRP. So let's do some math, right? Let me see if I can turn this around. I don't even know how to turn this around. Camera. No, let me see. Let me turn this around. How do I turn this around to see the board?
Okay.
Do you know
So in this case, just you should tap the center of your screen just like you would anything time you're on your phone. Just use your phone. You should see something come up that has a symbol to switch.
No.
Okay.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna try to turn it around so y'all can see this. I want y'all to understand this. Listen to what I'm telling you. Let's do some simple math.
Let's go.
Right, XRP is sitting at about 140 billion dollars right now. The token is about $2.30 something, right? $2.30 something, right? That's about what the token is right now at 140 billion, right? Bitcoin is sitting at 2.1 trillion, right? Now, here's the question. If just 80%, let's go with 80% of Japanese banks, Japan, uses XRP, right? Here's the number that you got to do, because I'm a monetary guy. I studied the monetary system, so I understand the numbers that's just not just crypto. So with that number, it's 37 trillion is what the banking system in Japan moves in a year. 37 trillion. Now, what's 80%
of 37 trillion?
Wait. It's gonna get crazy. We're not gonna use 80%. We're only gonna use 20%.
What?
Right? We're only gonna use 20%. 20% of 37 trillion. 2 plus 3 is 2 times 3 is what? 6. So let's say 1 point. Let me see, make sure I do this right. 2. That's 3. That's 6. Let's just say $6 trillion. $6 trillion. What would XRP's price be if it went from 140 billion to 6 trillion in usage as a bridge currency just with Japan? Only Japan, right? That would surpass the $2 trillion market cap for Bitcoin, wouldn't it?
Wow.
Wouldn't that surpass that?
Yes, it would.
We're not talking about Dubai. We're not talking about any other country but Japan.
Got it.
Okay.
All right. Now that's the math, man. I love it. You a teacher, aren't you?
Yes.
Damn. I saw that marker board. Okay, and I like me some numbers. And with that, we got another question because, man, that's what we were just talking about, centralized. So the question is XRP. Let's get to this next question. Is XRP decentralized or not? And why does it matter or not? Not Ripple, but XRP. Is it decentralized or not? And why does it matter or not? Now, brother, I hate to say this. I was supposed to flip it, but Dennis forfeited some of his time, so he could get to go first once again.
Okay, no problem.
Here we go first.
D, you want him to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. There we go.
So the answer is very simple today. No, XRP is not. It's not decentralized. Anybody who understands what decentralized means, XRP is not decentralized. Okay, that's number one. So here's the truth. Some of the assets that we have are decentralized, but because people like us who want to moon these cryptos, right? We're middle class people, probably most of us never been millionaires before. We know there's an opportunity because the entire world, right? Now, let me just make this clear so people who don't know this. There is on average anywhere between 2.5 and 4 quadrillion dollars that's moved every single year on planet Earth through all financial systems, all real world assets, all ACHs, all micropayments, all of the monetary M1 usage, M2 usage, M1, M2 of every country is equivalent to all the derivatives, stock market, everything included is between 2.5 and 4 quadrillion dollars. With that being said, majority of the banking system who have control, who is going to lose a certain percent of that control, know that they're not going to go with a fully decentralized system in the world. We already know that. If you don't, you're in the wrong place. Okay. With that being said, I would be a fool once understanding what an asset is, what profit is, and what that's the game. We get into assets for profits. I am not one of these people from anybody's army. My army is profit. That's what I want. So I'm going to decide if I'm going to use a centralized asset, a decentralized asset, and then precious metals and so on and so forth. With that being said, the majority of everything we use is centralized. If I can make a profit with a centralized asset and a decentralized asset, why do I have to make a decision to choose just one?
Woo!
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. So with that being said, watch this. We all know what I think it's AML, automated the money laundering, right? We all know what AML. We all know what KYCs are.
Yes,
every single company, every single bank, every single ACH clearinghouse has a stable coin that's about to come out, right? And all of them have a debit card, a MasterCard or Visa card. There will be KYCs. There's no way around that. The new monetary system, you can't hide like we're hiding right now, because we can hide behind dollars. We can hide that. But this new system is going to be centralized in a way that we never even imagined it, right? So with that being said, I'm okay with XRP being centralized because I have other options that are decentralized.
See? That's why I wanted him to go first.
Okay. See what I'm saying?
Now,
So, do you have a
yeah,
position?
no, I definitely got a response to that
Got it.
because I mean we both are in agreement that XRP is centralized. He even
Mhm.
agreed to it, but now it's why does it matter? You know, I get where he's even coming from. Why do I have to choose? Dennis,
Right.
I can make money for both. Well, I mean, we just believe in two different ways. You know, I believe that we with Bitcoin, I guess me being a purist at heart, maybe it's my problem, but with Bitcoin, it gave us an opportunity to take control. It gave us a way to take back power and even get this sovereign money. So that's not something that I'm just so easy to give up. And I believe that we're gonna bring into existence what we put our energy behind. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that Ripple won't make money. I've never said that Ripple won't make money. I just don't need that, right? I don't need that money that come from Ripple because I got multiple places. Y'all never seen me not earn. If anybody watched me on Facebook before, y'all never seen me, and I'm earning faster than I would holding Ripple and Hope, right? If you've been holding Ripple for the last 5 years, be honest with yourself. You've been wasting time and energy. That's a waste of energy. You could have put that energy into something else. You could have grown another business. You could even take the profit and put it back in the Ripple. But you put your energy into something that really we don't want to exist. You know what I mean?
Who's
We just
we? Who's
feeling
we?
defeated and saying that, you know what? Hey, I guess this is the way the world is. I'm just going to participate and I'm just going to keep on allowing it to happen the way it is. And that's the way it's going. I'm Harriet Tubman and I'm trying to build an underground. If y'all want to come with me, let that XRP go. We got some coins that we can choose from. I'm going to leave it with that.
Okay. You
Yo,
go
that's my
ahead.
dude.
You go
That's my
ahead.
dude right there. That's my dude right there.
Mine too, brother. Mine too. I ain't mad at you. I'm with you on the road. But
Let me let, let,
said,
let me
like I
say this.
said, go
Let
ahead,
me
man.
say this as a rebuttal, so we get an understanding. I sent Dennis a video about maybe 2 months ago about the Bitcoin, the when it forked, right?
Yeah.
Now I want y'all to understand something because I have both opinions, positive and negative, about Bitcoin. So I'm somebody who want the Harriet Tubman exit for our people too. But
That's
here's the reality. Here's the reality of the reality, not my opinion. This is the reality.
right.
We do not control these assets the way you think you control them.
Right.
Every single country on planet Earth who has a money machine called a central bank can
Mm-hmm.
create these dollars out of thin air. And if you think for 1 second that they can't print as much money as they want to buy the supply that they want and out purchase you, me, and everybody with black skin, you fooling yourself. You are fooling yourself. Now, with that being said, I understand why they created Bitcoin from the beginning. I, in the beginning, used to believe the euphemistic ideology that there was somebody who was wanted the little man to win, and he created a decentralized platform that's going to create millionaires, and the powers that be can't stop us. I used to believe that. Now that what's happening right now, in the reality of it,
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't the key. You know what the plan was?
Mm.
The United States is on a trajectory to a currency collapse, and
Collapse. Yes.
this is where the
Also,
understanding monetary history,
it's also
right?
known as a reset.
Right,
Complete.
it's a reset, complete reset. The reason for it is because the entire world is connected to the US dollar through the IMF, the World Bank, the BIS,
Yes.
and all of them, right?
Yep.
So understand this. They have to reset the system because there's no such thing as an infinite compounding. You can't do it. It has never worked in
Nope.
history. Every fiat currency on planet Earth in the existence of 6,000 or 5,000 years has failed
Yes.
without exception. So
Yep.
with that, in 2019, I put up a post and I did a live video. I said that specifically that
Mm-hmm.
they are going to use
Mm-hmm.
physical gold, physical silver, tokens, and coins to migrate the value of fiat currency into a new monetary system using these currencies because they can't pay the debt. They
Okay.
can't.
before you give away the last question.
Yeah.
Kate,
Hold on, brother, we gonna get there.
Okay.
we gonna get there. Woo!
Okay, go ahead.
Dennis, you didn't tell me this. Who I need to meet you, brother. Okay. I thought I knew everybody when I met Dennis because I'm be honest, these brothers powerful. We got a good network out here. My
Yes, we
dears,
do.
if you're watching this program, you are getting the truth. This is where you are now finally getting the meat of financial literacy. Do not pass it up and make sure you pass it on. Send this out to family members. It's about to go down. Question number 3. Let's go. You darn near answered that one. Is XRP
You might as well
a
keep going.
better buy than Bitcoin today? Why or why not? And you just did math. Let's keep it short because I want to get to that. I'm going to get us to the goal, but we're going to get there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to go first, Dennis, or you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Oh, you
No.
already going. Go ahead.
Actually,
Okay.
Dennis, it's your
Okay.
turn. One second. The reason
Okay.
I want Dennis to lead on this one, because I know where you're about to take us. Anyway, I need you to lead because now we have to have a champion for Bitcoin. I mean, be real honest. We've been kicking butt on it. So what is the better buy to you, D? You know, because I know you're a purist. Okay, but why or why not? Talk to me. I need this. We need to see the other side. All right.
Yeah. You know what?
Let's
I made
go,
it
y'all.
experience together, but always Bitcoin. Like I said, if you've been holding XRP over Bitcoin, even in the last 5-6 years, you've been losing. You've been wasting time. You've been wasting energy. It's not a store. Bitcoin is a store of value, and that's what most people are using it for now. But if you ever understood the real technology behind Bitcoin and how its utility is still expanding at this moment, you know what I mean? We got it at Web 3 now. You got Bitcoin and the gas fees coming cheaper with the Nakamoto reset that just happened recently, right? You got a lot going on with Bitcoin that's making them even more powerful as a utility. But besides it being a utility, it's a store of value because of this number. Only 21 billion will ever be made, guys. And we're losing some every time. Criminals are losing people. People are passing away. Bitcoin is getting locked away. You know what I'm saying? It's becoming more scarce every year. So how they had that little saying going that Bitcoin can have no top because fiat has no bottom. Like, we don't know where Bitcoin is going to stop. They got the magical number of $1 million, but that doesn't mean it has to stop there. The value of Bitcoin is tremendous. While we're talking about the necessity of XRP isn't really there, right? The need for the coin to be used as like gas, to be used for people to have scarcity with it. It's not there. They still got most of the coins locked up in the vault. But I'm not going to be inaccurate about that. It's a little less than half, but it's still in their power. And we see what happens when they own the vote. They can, we just got hacked. Drop a couple of billion, which will fast rate the market and lower the value once again. And let's not act like it's never happened before. You want to know a coin that hasn't happened before with? Bitcoin. Because you had to mine it. Right? Use your energy to create it, right? It wasn't something that was just created and then started asking for fiat to replace its value. How y'all not seeing this, right? Ripple was created out of thin air. No, it didn't take energy. It didn't take no muscle. It took nothing to create. Why would you ever value something that it takes nothing to create? It took nothing to create Ripple, and then they locked it up in a vote and said, we're going to slowly ease it out to everybody and then let them give it value by swapping their fiat dollars, their debt notes. So because that's what we're really swapping. At the beginning, we had to swap Bitcoin. And that's what gave it value, right? When Ripple first came out, you couldn't buy Ripple out of no centralized exchange. You had to buy Bitcoin, and you had to swap your Bitcoin into Ripple. That was burning that Bitcoin and giving Ripple value, but you don't have to do that anymore. You can buy Ripple anywhere. You're going to get it from your bank, right? The same place you get your fiat from. Now, can you go and get you some Bitcoin right now? Go get Bitcoin. Go grab it from the bank. How much they going to charge you? A nice little fee for it. You getting Ripple dollar for dollar. You ain't getting Bitcoin at the same price it is nowhere. Go to a payout. Ask me, and I'm your partner, and I'm going to charge you interest if I'm selling you some Bitcoin, bro.
Damn.
And it's always gaining value, but Ripple, I don't need it right now. I can get it whenever, and it's probably going to still be close to the same price. So y'all can have this fairy tale belief in Ripple taking off and being worth something, but I look at that as like Shaq hitting a three-pointer. Might have happened once, but it ain't something I believe in. So y'all got really show me.
No, you didn't.
And people always try to make you feel like, well, you're going to miss it. D, if you don't hurry up and get in, you're going to miss everything. I promise you I ain't going to miss it. If it's really that life-changing, I don't miss too much. I catch on then, but at this moment, why would I go against what I see is actually working? Bitcoin has never lost its value over 4 years. Matter of fact, if you hold Bitcoin for a whole 365 days, I promise you're in profit. Look at the chart. Show me a time that Bitcoin is lower than it was a year before that date. It hasn't happened. And you don't want to own none? Why? Because it's so expensive that you want to own a cheap version of something?
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's what it really boils down to. I don't want to own Bitcoin now, but it's a whole 100,000. So I'm not trying to own that. It's going to be hard for me to get a whole one. Why do you need a whole one? The value still is going up. Right? It's been going up since we've been telling you at 3,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50. Right? But now you think it's too expensive at 100? You don't think it's too expensive at 200, 300, 400? Right? So you're never going to get that because you got a $2 option. There's still been $2. It was 70 cents 4 years ago. It's $2 at the end of this year. It's probably going to be $3 next year. And then it's going to have a hard drop in the market. It might be $1.70 or something before you finally get this make-believe takeoff. Bro, why go against what is we see that is working?
All right. Don't jump on my next question. Come on. Let's get it going. We're going to switch it.
Go ahead and pass it on. Bitcoin.
Okay. So with all of that he said, right?
All right. But we want to stay on question.
Well, is Bitcoin better than is XRP? Wait, is XRP a better buy than Bitcoin today, and why or why not? Okay,
got it. Let's go.
So I purchased Bitcoin when it was $3,900. It shot up to 20,000 and then dropped back down again. So I temporarily lost. When I first got in, I didn't understand Bitcoin. I just did the math in 2016. I sold the most valuable thing I had, which was a Volkswagen at that time, and I went in. So from that time to this time, I've been saving Bitcoin every single month. So when it was $3,900 in 2018 or 2019, when it dropped, I was saving it then. So I'm good on my Bitcoin. Don't get it twisted. I'm good on Bitcoin, right? Damn. I got my coin. So, but with that being said, I understand mathematics. I understand what $876 trillion is going to come to the blockchain in the next 5 years. 5 years. 876T is coming to the blockchain. They are going to use a centralized version of an asset that can settle transactions like this. Bitcoin can't do that. Bitcoin is not going to be used at the local grocery store. I mean, maybe at the grocery store, but not at a bank. We're not waiting 15 damn minutes to get no Bitcoin transaction to go through. They're not doing that, right? So with that being said, if you're holding Bitcoin, you should be thinking of what they call Bitcoin. Bitcoin is what? Gold 2.0, right? Damn. So they are equating the only digital asset in the world that has come close to physical gold, right? So for that purpose, that's why I hold it. That's why I save it. Not because it's expensive, because it's not expensive. I've been buying it since I understood what it was. So with that being said, the reason why I chose to put more of my money in XRP, right, is for this reason. I know how much money is going to run through XRP if just 8%, not 100%, if 8% of the money that comes through these financial corporations, if XRP went from $0 to $2 or $0 to $3, what's stopping it to get to 100? Yeah, people don't understand how much money is going to be running through these companies. They don't understand how much money is going to be running through ISO 222. So with that being said, I'm not going to miss either train. I'm not going to miss XRP. I'm not going to miss Quant. I'm not going to miss none of them because I'm saving all of them. And here's the number one before we go. I know, and you know, that every single, after between 80 and 100 years, there's a major war. World War I, World War II, we're headed to World War III. Do you honestly think that the enemies of this country is going to allow you, me, or anyone else, when it comes down to the major weapons that they're going to implement, do you think that they're not going to have a weapon to attack our 150-year-old grid? Do you think that? Are you really think that? So that's question number one. Now, question number two. The most profitable business model in the history of the world is a bank, period. The most profitable business model in the last 5,000 years is a bank because their product is your money and you bring your money to
Right.
them, right? So, with that being said, the most profitable people on the planet who print money out of thin air, when there's a problem in our monetary system, they didn't run the Bitcoin first. What was the first thing that central banks went to? An asset that only God
Gold
can
and
create. It
silver.
went to
That's right.
gold, right? Every central bank. And those central banks bought that before they touched the Bitcoin or XRP. They're only going to use digital currency, blockchain technology to move the value of what's already here. But
Okay.
those countries are going to anchor all of that with that metal first and then use the digital transactions in times of when it's what's okay.
I gotta slow you down, brother, because you keep bringing
I'm
us
sorry.
back. I love it. I love
I'm
it. I
sorry.
love it.
I'm
Look,
sorry.
hey, we heading in the right direction. That's as far as I can see. So with that, let's. I'm going. Look, we done kind of answered XRP question. So it says, "What do you believe?" What the question is, what do you believe XRP will be the longevity for XRP? And it kind of did that. Will it moonrise or not? And that I think you guys just covered in that space. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, y'all just kept this is all just rolling in. Y'all didn't even had the questions at first. So I guess we're gonna skip to 5. The last question is never the least. It's about them beautiful God-given assets that are always number one, and number one is always gold. So my question in all of the talk about assets and the effect of cryptos, what do you believe the role of hard assets like gold and silver are to play in this whole arena?
He was
And
already
that
going into it, so I'm gonna
I
let him finish.
know. I'm gonna let this brother roll. Okay. I'm like,
So,
oh my gosh.
so watch this. Watch this. My brother put up a post the other day that
Mhm.
he came to the realization that he was using stable coins when he should have been using gold because when you put your money in the stable coin, it's only stable with that dollar and it will never grow. The purchasing power, even on the stable coin, will diminish because it's
Mm,
backed by the same thing,
go.
the paper derivative of a dollar, a debt note. With that being said, had you been trading it into gold, even if it was digital, the monetary system in 2010 started skyrocketing because the international banking system realized that they can't take another 2008. I'm going to say that again. The global monetary system, the people who pull the strings behind the BIS, the World Bank, the SWIFT, all of them, they came to the conclusion that they cannot allow another 2008. So what did they do?
Amen.
They changed they changed the international law, making gold a tier one asset, which means
Amen.
for you that you don't, if you don't know, a tier one asset means it has zero risk. Zero risk. So holding physical gold, there is no risk. There's no third counterparty risk, right? That's number one. Number two, they need these precious metals. Without them, there will be no crypto. There will be no internet. There will be no Wi-Fi, any of that, because they need these metals to create the technology. Now that's number two. Here's number three. BTC, the other side of it, is a beta test coin, right? That's what they say. It is the Trojan horse that got us to accept digital currency in the beginning so that they can now bring in the real constrictors or the real players, which is these other cryptocurrencies that are quote unquote that we don't like, Dennis, proof of stake. Which anybody with money, those people with the most money on the planet can just stake what they want because they control it, right? Now watch this. Why did out of 20,000 cryptocurrencies, why did the SEC jump on Ripple first? Out of
Then
20,000 cryptocurrencies, why did they jump on Ripple? Why didn't they jump on any other cryptocurrency first? Because that crypto, that token was a threat, right, to the power that the banks have if it's not properly implemented. That's the reason why. It was a threat to the globalists that was in charge, the other people. I don't want to get into a political thing, but y'all understand what I'm saying to you, right? That's what that. So
Yep. Hmm.
I'm telling you now, there will never be a scenario where these governments, these sovereign countries, will allow their power to solely lie in a digital currency anything, because all it takes is a EMP to
Mm,
destroy any value that you think you holding. Don't be a
right.
fool. That's
That's
the
right.
reason why they have these quantum computers that they keep telling us about. That's a threat. Now, there's one company that's centralized that have fire blocks that's advertising to us that they don't keep their money. They don't keep their crypto in no damn hard wallet. They ain't got no decent. They ain't got no. They don't have no ledgers. And I'm talking about Caleb and Brown and the rest of these big BlackRock and all these other jokers. They ain't got no hard wallets. They got something totally different to hold their security on their assets than we do. So with that being said, my first go-to is always going to be something that cannot be destroyed. Only God can create it. That's what I want first, because it has never, repeat, never lost its purchasing power. Everything that gold could purchase when Greeks was here, it can purchase now plus some. Everything.
Say it
So with
again,
that,
brother.
I'm gonna say it again. Everything that gold can purchase, a boot, a belt, whatever they wore in Rome, whatever they wore in Greek, whatever dollar denominated purchasing power that was access to gold, it can purchase it right now plus some. Now that's my thing. I'm gonna put all my faith in what God can create. The rest of it, the 20%, is gonna go in digital currency.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Let's go. Let's go. D, I know you got position. Let's go. Woo!
Oh, what was the question?
So, in all of the talk about assets and effects of cryptos, what do you believe the role of hard assets like gold are going to contribute?
Well, yeah, I definitely can't argue with Brother Andre. That's why I actually had that questions loaded up for him answered just the way he did. We should be focused on crypto, when it comes to Bitcoin and gold. I'm not holding much more. And we have digital options now, right? And there's even ways that you can turn those digital assets into physical assets. So one way I'm using is to use the crypto market to stack that gold. And then once I get enough weight, I like to have it, mailed in. So you can do
Amen.
you can talk to both of them, and they also have this thing called gold backs now. So I've been leaning to them more. Holding physical gold is great in your house, but it's going to be hard to spend. These gold backs actually have the dollar value. Now I'm in no rush to spend them, but these are legal tender. Like Brother Andre told me before, we could actually use this at the grocery store. I couldn't go in there with no gold bar, right? But if you go there with a gold back that has the $5 and enough gold inside of it that represents the $5 in fiat, you can actually, make that purchase. Again, I don't recommend it because as you hold those items, they become more valuable than your spending power is, right? You
Yep.
can actually go get more money from a $5 bill, a year from now than by holding it now. I don't think people really understand that. Those gold backs are still gaining in value. You can turn them back in for the value that they are by weight.
Yes. Yes. Okay. D, I gotta come back up in here because whoo, this was powerful. This was powerful. Thank you so much for having me here to be in this conversation because I absolutely love sharing this type of information with folks. And one of the biggest things I started realizing we share with folks on our platforms is because they always ask us, don't they ask y'all questions like, what can you buy with gold? How can I, who gonna take it? You want to hear something? I am actually researching those questions and finding more places that you can literally trade in for the things you need, gold and silver, but even more so. My look, brother, come on, bro. That's what I'm talking about. No, let me share something with y'all. See, I tell people, I teach this in my class. I show my class this. I said, don't you walk around in your wallet without some gold, baby. You better keep that. My nephew he just chose that coin right there. My nephew is 11. I gave him a choice of all the coins. He chose that one because it's worth $40. Come on, somebody. But even more so, what we teach people is that if you wait until the day gold can be trade it in a store, you
You're
are
gonna be
too
in
late.
trouble. You're gonna be in trouble.
All in trouble. That the day I have to. The day that I have to trade my gold and silver for my everyday needs, we as a society are in total trouble, y'all.
Trouble. I
And
want to
so,
add one more thing. I
yes,
want to
please,
add one
brother.
more
Yes.
thing. Now, this is the part we didn't have a question for this, but this is a monetary history part that I need y'all to understand. Okay,
Come on, brother.
the reason why I chose out of all of the entities that sell gold and silver, the reason why I chose the company that I deal with is
That's right.
because it's a network marketing company, and I can write off these items on my taxes and get the money back. You can't do that with crypto, right? That's number one. Number two, watch this. Watch this. And I want you to pay attention to this. And you Google this. I want everybody that's watching this or later on, write this down. You are watching the world categorically deny and dump US Treasury bonds at an astronomical rate. It started in 2010, but it's ramping up right now. Japan is dumping US Treasury bonds. China is dumping US Treasury bonds. The reason why this president is so hype on crypto is because there is no crypto without a stable coin, right? The reason why I don't fully trust Bitcoin because USDT can take Bitcoin down in a second. Without liquidity, you don't have the asset. There's no third party provider with gold and silver and platinum. I don't need the liquidity. Gold is the liquidity, right? So that's the reason why they're going to push UST out and develop USDC, right? They're going to use stable coins to sell the bonds because the world is dumping them like hotcakes. And that's the reason why everything that's going on right now, Trump going crazy trying to get these countries not to dump the bonds. They can't. So our U.S. Treasury, our U.S. Federal Reserve, excuse me, the Federal Reserve is not part of the government, but they are buying the bonds secretly to keep the interest rates low because once these bond market crashes, interest rates skyrocket, the value of the dollar tanks, and what you holding in your 401k in your bank account is almost worthless. I'm telling you. So here's the play what the United States going to do. Watch what I'm telling you. I went to Washington, D.C., and I met with the lawmakers in person, had these meetings in person. Unfortunately, I can't share the video and the audio, but if we ever get together, I'll let you hear it in person. But the point I'm making to you is all of the five of the people who make laws for stable coins in America, I met with them in person in Washington, D.C. In August, stablecoin regulations will be completed. The plan is to make gold and silver legal tender again. Florida just did it 2 days ago, right? 2 days ago, Florida made, now you'll be able to, as July 1st, 2026, go into a car, go into the store, go to the gas station, and use your gold and silver. That's the play. I'm telling you because it's already happening. But that Texas has created a digital currency that's 100% backed by gold and silver. That's where the United States is going. So the bond market that they have that's in trouble is eventually going to be backed by gold and silver, which is going to back the stable coin, which is the liquidity for crypto. That's the play. That's where we're going to get wealthy. I'm telling you. So if you're holding both of those assets, and I'm talking about digital and physical, there's no way you won't create or become part of the 5% of the wealthiest people in history.
There we go.
He has fire hands, yellow and red. I love it. We got somebody clapping from the sidelines. Oh my gosh. This conversation is the conversation that we need to have more people in our community hearing on a regular. So we hope that you are sharing this with your family. We will be putting this back out. We will be replaying this. I plan to be replaying this. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for being the kind of brothers that not only talk about it, but you be about it. You know, our people could talk till we blue in the face, but missing the boat is not on someone else anymore. We are not slaves. We are not being held down. We are not being discriminated against. As a matter of fact, we've been equalized by these things.
Yep.
So until we see that and we stop playing with this technology like it's a toy, we don't understand. But we talking about it, and you will get it, my brothers and sisters. Because we gonna make sure we keep it rolling. We got a sister out there who's a hell of a marketer, and we want to make sure she knows we got you, babe. We gonna get this to you because you gonna get this to them. My brother Little. Oh my God, I can't wait to hug you. D, you know I'm coming. I gotta get there. I gotta get to see my babies, guys. Y'all just give some love for these brothers right here. These are the representatives of the men in our community, sisters.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
This is who we follow. I've been following these brothers like this, and I thank God we have them in our lives. You gonna say something, brother Little?
Yes, I did. I just wanted to give my information for those who want to contact me,
Absolutely.
because there's a lot of information. There's more information than I can even try to in an hour. Okay, my phone number is 862-452-9628. 862-452-9628. You can contact me. When I tell you, and I told him to his face, well, not to his face, but to his phone, that I love this brother. Dennis, I love the people in our community that has helped me help feed my family. He don't even know. I mean, he know, but I'm telling you, I appreciate him. I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate him. I appreciate Walt. I appreciate Joshua. I appreciate the people in this community that we have who are not gatekeepers, because there's a lot of gatekeepers out here.
It's
It's a
true.
lot of them who don't want to see us succeed. Who don't want to see us succeed.
I'm putting your number up. Can I do that, brother?
Yes.
Okay, can you read it to me? I want to make sure I got it right. Go ahead.
862 452
Mhm.
9628.
Got it. All right. And you are the currency,
King of currency.
king of currency. I was gonna say the currency king. King of currency. And yes, this man does the math. That's what we do. P2G don't play that. Our wealth conglomerate is all about foundational learning so you can grow to it, be just like this man right here.
Yes,
Like I said, I want
ma'am.
to be you when I grow up, brother. I ain't playing. I want to be
You
Dennis
already
when I grow
did.
up. That's right. Look, I know I'm heading in the right direction. I got the right company. So
Yes,
let me
ma'am.
get this in here for you. I'm gonna put this up right now. Oh, wait, wait, wait. Let y'all see this right now. This gentleman is Andre Little. He is the currency, he's the king of currency, and he just showed you who he is. He ain't got to prove nothing. That brother did the numbers. He got his receipts. You go get yours. That's what I'm talking about. D, you ready?
Oh
Don't
yeah.
let them know who you is.
Oh no, no, we good. They know. They gonna see me. Using my information in post. You know what I mean? Like it's
That's
links or
the
something. I give my number.
that's the crypto guru right there.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes,
That's the
brother.
guru.
He's
Uh,
this is a brother. See, I love brothers that make sense, make break it down so it makes sense. There's a lot of folks out there that are coming. They try to pull you through a process, but there's not that many of them that would take the time to explain how it really works all the way around. How can it affect me? This is a brother that helps people find their place in the space because there's a lot of space to come in. I learned when it comes to crypto, blockchain, there's so many places that are not just, I'm not a big trader, but I love trading. I love seeing trading. I sit in his class going, I've got to go. I got to try to keep up. I don't feel bad because he makes it make sense. I'm catching on. And I've been for years trying to do this. But his how he is as a teacher makes and inspires me to do more. Brother, the way you just taught in this classroom, I've been doing this. I teach this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I just took class from you. I'm like, this is who I need to be around more. And that's what I'm glad. You are the network we need. You are all our network. So guys, take advantage. This is how to get in touch. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and get notified. Because if you don't, you won't know when we coming out again with the new stuff. We just dropped gold on you. How you gonna miss it? So to XRP or not to XRP, I want to thank you guys for being here. Talk to them. Let them know what else. What's your last words for this segment? I'm talking about it. Let's do it. Who want to go
Go
first?
ahead, Dan. Go ahead,
oh,
Dan.
Yeah.
I think happy we was able to get the point out. You know, happy that it's not just a big fight like people think it's supposed to be. And as Andre said, it's not no game banking. You know
That's
what I mean? We're
right.
not game banking with coins. We just want to make sure we're making the best investments. So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
give y'all my best opinion when it comes to these investments, and I believe he did the same thing. So y'all make the right decision for yourself and use this information to your advantage.
That's right.
That's
Miss
right.
Mr.
So with
Andre,
that being said, so it's not about like Dennis said, it's not about so we have been marketed to become this army for their liquidity. I need y'all to understand that. All they did was put numbers on a screen and marketed to us for the last 5 or 6 years. I need y'all to understand this. I am a victim of it, but I understand it. Most people who are victims don't understand it. They have organically grown or supplanted in our minds that these digital currencies have value because of what their potential is, not because of what they are. What their
right.
potential is to do, move it faster, quicker. And then we've been, and Dennis said this to me, I don't like gold because it don't move fast, from like the physical gold. But that's
Right.
part of the conditioning they did to us to make you believe that you have to move it fast because fast
Mm,
ain't always the best way. I'm going to tell you why I say that. Listen to
mm,
me carefully, please. These people are doing this so they can settle their transaction faster, not yours. This is
right.
a banking issue. This is a
Mm,
ACH, SWIFT, World Bank. This is their issue to do three things. This is what they say. What's that boy name? Uh, 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 um, he
This James
Henry
Johnson.
Kissinger.
Oh, yes.
Henry Kissinger made this statement.
Mm.
If you control the food, you control the people. If you control the energy, you control the continent. But if you control the money, you control the
Oh,
world. I need y'all to
yes.
understand that.
That's
So
true.
that's what this is about. And we're going to take to do our own research and participate in the largest wealth transfer in human history. Don't
Amen.
miss it.
All right.
There you
And
go.
with that, I want to say thank you so much for your time. And thank you so much for your energy and your knowledge and leading us all in the right direction that we can lead ourselves from here. Ladies and
Right.
gentlemen, don't forget, come and see us. We're gonna be back on. If you on the Wealth Conglomerate watching this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and get notified because we coming out hard like this on a regular. And we got classes that's gonna break it down. So come get them. And you better call this brother. I know I got his number now, so I'm gonna give a call because I'm a student for life. That's how I get
That's
wealthy,
what's
y'all.
up.
That's how I get wealthy. Peace and love.